It's a girl?
With those words, Dr. Howard Jones announced the birth of the first American test tube baby, Elizabeth Jordan Carr. The 5-pound, 12-ounce girl, the daughter of Roger and Judith Carr of Westminster, Massachusetts, is described by pediatrician Fred Worth as a perfectly normal baby.
Therefore, we do not anticipate any special problems, and we are not doing any special tests. She has already had her first feeding and has received an ounce of formula and taken it very well.
The Carrs came to the test tube clinic at Eastern Virginia Medical School in Norfolk because, unlike most women, Mrs. Carr had no fallopian tubes to transfer an egg to the uterus. Doctors here took an egg from Mrs. Carr, fertilized it, and implanted it in her uterus. 5 more women have been impregnated by the in vitro fertilization method. The next baby is due in March. Meantime, Jones, who says the program offers hope to thousands, asked Right to Life groups who oppose the clinic to leave the program alone.
And not attempt to impose their views on us or on our patients. We certainly are not trying to impose our view on them.
Although Jones says the in vitro fertilization process can help about 2.5 million couples in the United States, he's definitely not soliciting patients. Currently, the clinic handles about 1 couple a week and has a waiting list several thousand long. In Norfolk, Mike Deason, The Daily News.
In an exclusive Daily News interview, Doctors Howard and Georgiana Jones said the in vitro conception of Elizabeth Carr was a first, not only for U.S. doctors, but the first time for the particular drug and method used.
This baby is indeed the first baby conceived in vitro using that particular technique. And we believe that medically this is an extremely important development and offers opportunity for improvement in the efficiency of the process.
Dr. Howard Jones says as more women conceive by the in vitro method, it'll cease to be a novelty, and he envisions the opening of many more test tube clinics around the country.
It's going to take time for these clinics to get organized, to train the personnel, which after all is, because it is a special technique. But any medical center with well-equipped laboratories and people who understand physiology of reproduction and have surgical skills could do it in time with training.
5 other women are now pregnant as a result of the in vitro process at the Norfolk Clinic. Test tube baby number 2 is due in late March. Cynthia Smoot, The Daily News.
It was the calm after the storm today as Norfolk General got back to business following yesterday's test tube baby birth. There were flowers, telegrams, and a flurry of phone calls.
Patient information.
All the attention for 2-day-old Elizabeth Carr, the daughter of Judy and Roger Carr from Westminster, Massachusetts. Doctors kept the media posted with a status report late today.
Elizabeth is doing quite well. She's taking an ounce to an ounce and a half for each feeding. She's being fed on demand by her mother. They are both in good spirits. The family seems to be very happy. And I think we can confidently say that she is going to be normal because by this time the transition to extrauterine life has been complete.
With a clean bill of health, doctors say both mother and child will leave Norfolk General within the next 5 to 7 days. But first they'll meet with reporters, possibly as early as Thursday. At Norfolk General, Chris Cahoon, The Daily News.
Tomorrow. Do they plan to go back to Massachusetts?
Do you remember what was said over
the 15 feet? That's all we have. Yeah. Mother and baby are doing fine. We just came from upstairs and they are recovering very, very nicely. Tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock we will conduct a media briefing in this room with mother, baby, and father.
She's not even a week old, and today she's the most famous baby in the United States. Her parents waited 9 months, and the world has waited 3 days to see America's first test tube baby, Elizabeth Jordan Carr. As the head of the in vitro fertilization clinic in Norfolk, Dr. Howard Jones quipped, "The Japanese may have their Toyotas, but we have the world's smallest car." The 5-pound, 11-ounce girl, who is described by her pediatrician as in perfect health, is obviously the center of attention now, but her mother Judith doesn't think that will last forever.
Well, I guess I'm not terribly concerned because I think that this is going to be fairly routine in the future in terms of this will become more, more commonplace, and I think that she will just be one of the crowd, hopefully.
Although some Right to Life groups are critical of the test tube baby program, the Carrs say no one should have the right to tell prospective test tube parents whether or not to use the process. And Mrs. Carr has just one word for critics who say man is stepping beyond his boundaries.
Only that I think God's a little bit involved, too.
Although the Carrs say they are aware of all the publicity and media attention their family will endure by going public, they say they're willing to put up with it in order to give hope to the thousands of other couples who would not be able to have a child except for the in vitro fertilization method. In Norfolk, Mike Deason, The Daily News.
Are there any further questions to the less interesting group that remains behind? Well, if not...
The parents waited 9 months, and the world has waited 3 days to meet the most famous baby in the United States, Elizabeth Jordan Carr, America's first test tube baby. As the head of the in vitro fertilization clinic, Dr. Howard Jones, quipped, the Japanese may have their Toyotas, but we have the world's smallest car. The 5-pound, 11-ounce child is described by her pediatrician, Fred Worth, as terrific.
And she is really a lovely child. She has excellent behavior. Her motion is very smooth. I am very confident that her nervous system is perfectly normal. She's an easy child to take care of, and you will see that this family unit is a loving and supporting family, and she's very fortunate to have such wonderful parents.
And despite the media attention that little Elizabeth is getting, her mother, Judith, says she's not worried.
Well, I guess I'm not terribly concerned because I think that this is going to be fairly routine in the future in terms of this will become more, more commonplace, and I think that she will just be one of the crowd, hopefully.
The Carrs are now headed back to Westminster, Massachusetts, where they hope to begin living a normal life with a famous, but what they say will be an otherwise normal, beautiful baby. In Norfolk, Mike Deason, The Daily News.